Alright, so here's the fight. They're too busy fighting here. It looks like the jungler dies, so immediately I put pressure. Like when the jungler dies like this, you know Baron is already up. Like there's nothing that you can do about Baron, so you better put that pressure ASAP and try to force somebody to go back. But instead, they're too busy fighting here. And look at it. I'm taking this down. I already took a tower down, inhibitor down, and I'm just gonna keep going. It's time to break the Nexus towers, baby. We're gonna hit this one, because we don't have demolish. And the big boom, boom. Look at that. Look at it. We got Annie back here. Look at him. He's trying to recall. What is he doing? The minions are stopping him. Oh, finally, he's recalling. Alright, I think I can end the game here. I don't know. Are they going to be able to stop me here? Welcome back to another SHRINE BREAKER playstyle. This time, we're going to be using the brand new mythic item that everybody's been waiting for me to play, called Radiant Virtue. I think that's how you pronounce it. So we're calling it the Radiant Breaker playstyle. So this is going to be a unique SHRINE BREAKER playstyle of them all, because I have 3 different rune pages and 3 different playstyles to play with this mythic item. So this one, we're playing with the Graps, Demolish, Second Wind, Overgrowth, Sudden Impact, and Ultimate Hunter. So I'm going to explain something about the mythic item Radiant. It's an item that has cooldown on it. So what you want is ability haste. But for this particular playstyle compared to my 2 other playstyles, this one does not require as much ability haste. The only thing that we require is Ultimate Hunter to reduce our ultimate Stormbringer down to the same cooldown as Radiant. So the other 2 playstyles require more ability haste because they're team fight related type playstyles. The other one is Aftershock and then Predator. So those 2 require more ability haste. And this one, you don't. This one basically kind of my preference of playing the SHRINE BREAKER playstyle, where there's not any ability haste. It's mostly on hit, as like most of my classic SHRINE BREAKER builds like Stormbreaker and Riftbreaker. This is the same setup. So we're going to be focusing on rushing Titanic into Radiant into Hullbreaker for this playstyle. So we're stacking health with the Graps and the Overgrowth. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward. And what Radiant is going to do is every time you ult with Titanic, it's going to increase that damage with your ult. So when you gain health with Titanic, Radiant's pretty much the same way. So, and Radiant only works when you ult. That's why you want to bring the cooldown down to the same cooldown as Radiant. So for this playstyle, it's going to bring it. Radiant has a 90-second cooldown. So we want to bring this down to about that. So level 16 is when Volibear has 3 points in his ult. Okay? So we're going to bring that down to about maybe 88, somewhere around there. So it's just roughly you gotta bring it down roughly about 90 for this playstyle. So all we're doing here is split pushing. We're not helping the team. I mean, if they're fighting over here, we can fight with the team, whatever. And if they're nearby, basically what Radiant does is it heals you during the time of your ult. When you jump in, you dive in onto the Nexus towers, you're healing. Not only yourself, but also your ally if they're nearby. So that's why I have 3 different playstyles using that mythic. So one is a split push where you heal yourself, which is the way I prefer to play because I'm not really much of a team player. But for you guys who prefer to team up, my other 2 playstyles will work really well for you guys. So early on, we're not worried about stacking Ultimate Hunter until later. So after we get Radiant, that's when we're more likely to run into, the rest of the enemy team, and then you can stack the bounty and get the ability haze. The great dive there on Gangplank. And by the way, this Gangplank is a 200,000 mastery Gangplank player. And this is my main account, by the way, so I have almost 3 million mastery points. So he was a bit intimidated by me, and I gotta hand it to him. He's a pretty good player. And in this game, he does very well as Gangplank, except for at the very end of the game. Just saying, you're about to see some crazy stuff at the end of the game. And he was doing well majority of the game. His KDA was great. His farm was great. Just like all Gangplank players, they deal that crit damage. They're just broken. But I will tell you right now in this matchup, I prefer to go Iceborne versus him. But for the sake of content and trying to teach how to play this playstyle and how to use Radiant, we're just gonna make it work for this game. So right now I'm just looking to build, Titanic. So I'm just being patient. He's got way more damage. He's got the Sheen, so I gotta play smart. So basically, my other 2 playstyles, the difference in runes, instead of using Ultimate Hunter on the other 2 playstyles, because you're running a shit ton of ability haste, what you want is you want to switch this to Ingenious Hunter, which is going to reduce the cooldown of your item. Okay, so for Radiant, it's going to reduce from 90 to 60. Okay, and then the ability haste items is going to reduce Volibear's ult by level 16 exactly 60 seconds. So that way they're both timed at the same time every time you have your ult. But for this playstyle, we don't care about having it at 60 seconds. We want it around 90, which is fine because all we're doing is split pushing. By the time we walk all the way down here, it'll be up, So it makes sense for that. So the items, don't care about abilities. So we're going to be focusing on Titanic, Radiant, Hullbreaker. We're going Swifties for the maximum movement speed, so we can just, quickly run up the lane and pressure. And then we want Sunfire and Demonic. And they all scale with health. And Radiant pretty much gives every not mythic, but a legendary item 100 health each. So that's pretty big. Demolish damage is actually going to be quite high. In fact, I think it might be the highest damage of all the mythics because of the amount of health. Except for maybe Heartsteel. I think Heartsteel might be the only one that can compete because the more health you stack, obviously you're going to deal quite a bit of damage. So I would say between Heartsteel and Radiant are the 2 highest demolish damage dealing kind of play styles. So you can basically one-shot towers with 1 punch. So now we have this item here. It's going to make it a lot easier to clear. So we don't have to fight. I'm going to go ahead and get this wood, get extra gold off that. But we don't really have to fight. We can clear this really quick and get the farm we need. Trying to get some vision on this. So this playstyle, it kind of brings back some memories of, my all-time classic way of playing is I always start out with Titanic. But ever since they added Sheen to, which used to be Frostfire, now Iceborne, I just rush Iceborne and then Titanic. But in the past, I would always rush Titanic. But so for this season, um, you know, Jake showed the poaching. It looked like he got away there. That's fine. It's a good fight. Anyway, that item, there's no damage in it until you get that item, right? So there's no damage in it, so it's kind of difficult to start as the first item. So you're better off getting like Sunfire with that one. For Radiant, you want Titanic. And the reason why you want Titanic is because when you ult, you increase Stormbringer's damage, like I said. That's why you want it. You want that over Sunfire. Now, Sunfire, the damage does increase, but you gotta understand, Radiant is a type item that works with his ult. Okay? Yes, Sunfire increases damage when you ult, but it doesn't really... It increases Sunfire's damage. It doesn't increase Stormbringer's damage. That's the difference. So that's why we want Titanic as the first item. And then we're going to get Sunfire later. So he's got that crit item. It's very cheap to buy, so he can get that instantly. So I have to be careful. So I got a good trade here. I got my E, I got my W on him. So I should chunk him pretty hard here. Yeah. I don't have my ult or my sums yet, unfortunately. Otherwise, he would be dead. Alright, we're going to try to go for a dive here. Boom. Ult. Oh, the heal. Yeah, I didn't take that under account. That was well played. That was very well played. So what I should have done, knowing that, you know, he has heal like that, I should have waited for Ignite. And I almost had it too. All I had to do was be a little patient. That's pretty much all it was. But it was worth a shot. Got the Rift in. Looked like we took out the mid tower. That's very good for us. Got the Giant's Belt. Still working on that Titanic, which will be about 800G. Is what we're looking for. And once we get that, it's a huge power spike for Volibear. Especially, we already have 125 health here, plus the 81 here per level. That's going to go up to 100 something, which is pretty big. It's another item worth. So we got one point in this, reducing the ult cooldown, which is fine. We're not worried about that until we get Radiant. Overall, we're looking pretty good. We're you know, up there in CS. Gangplank naturally gonna get more because his barrels just clear so well, you know. Alright, so now we got the Titanic. You can see it scales with health, deal quite a bit of damage. And once I get Radiant, I'll show you the health numbers on that. So basically, the more health you get, the more you and your allies are going to heal. We have to read it because it's based on your health. So your allies will heal for that amount, which is quite nice. But for this playstyle, we don't care so much with grouping up with the allies as much, but the other two playstyles do. So, good ult. Alright, looks like I got ignited there, unfortunately. Yeah, that's alright. We got Katarina coming in. A lot of drama here. Yeah, V-Guy coming up here to probably do something. He's got the crown. Okay. Alright, nothing going on there. So we got the Swifties now, so we're zooming. And we're maxing the abilities order that we want to do here for this playstyle is we want to go E, W, Q, max W, and then max Q. So we got all that physical damage with the Titanic on the W and Q, and then we get the increased movement speed with the Swifties and the Ghost. That's what we want. So that way we have the ability to chase down a target quickly and, you know, execute them. and to get out of bad situation and all that stuff. So now we're focused on Radiant. So we want to get about 1,200 for the MR armor item. I forgot, I think it's a year, maybe. Forgot what it's called, but that's what we're gonna focus on. And then Kindle Gem, which is gonna give you a shit ton of ability haste, and that's all you need. You just need the mythic ability haste plus Ultimate Hunter on your ult to reduce it down to the same cooldown as Radiant for this playstyle. I'm gonna go in here and stop him from taking this. And by the way, I made the decision to use this skin, the Prestige skin for this playstyle, because it's kind of unique in a way that it has 3 different ways to play it with Radiant. And not only that, Radiant actually surprised me. Like, I never would have thought that it would be a good item on Volibear. I kept thinking maybe it's a good support item. But obviously, it works really well because of his ult. And it fits right in with the SHRINE BREAKER playstyle. And you can play it with your team, or you can play it solo, or you can play it in the jungle with the Predator. So it's actually quite nice. So for that reason, we're playing it with the Prestige Dragon skin.
Red team has slain the dragon.
Yeah, we're just waiting. I think he's just playing safe. We're just gonna let him push and get some more farm. He does have stopwatch. Yeah, Gangplank is not an easy opponent. Like he can be tough, depending on the player's skill. Obviously, this guy has 200,000 mastery points, so he knows how to play him. And of course, you know, without the correct mythic, you know, it makes it tougher. But Iceborne, if I had Iceborne, I would just roll right over him. But you know, this is all about, you know, trying out the mythic, the Radiant mythic, for you guys, so you can learn how it's played with my playstyle. Got Shaco here. I mean, I'm just gonna all I care about is taking the tower. Boom. Fine, we'll get the gold off that, and I can go back and get that, you know, MR armor item and find out what it's called. I'm pretty sure it's like ES something. Yeah, Aegeus of Legion. I think that's how you pronounce it. So it's got good stats here. 30 armor, 30 magic resist, 10 ability haste. I mean, that with Titanic, that's pretty deadly. And then now we're going to focus on getting Kindle Gem. And in 20 minutes, it's time to turn into the big bear. Because he got the Baron up. And normally by Baron, I typically have almost 3 items. I would have Hullbreaker by now. But since it was kind of like a tough matchup, and the fact that I wasn't able to get this tower, neither of us were able to get the first tower down before 20 minutes. Usually I get it down about like 8-9 minutes in the game. So we're pushing it kind of late. And you know, he's focused over here, and I'm sitting here punishing him for leaving his lane. This is what you want to do with the Volibear. You get like Titanic or like Nash's, you want to whack the shit out of the towers and punish him. Look at him. He's got to go back. He can't help his team like he wants to. So I'm just gonna push this because I know he's coming. So I'm just gonna back off. So I'm actually gonna flank here. So I'm gonna go in here. He's got his ult. So I got my ghost. So I'm gonna come zooming in here. Looks like they got it covered, but hey, we'll pick up a kill there. Good flanking. This is actually a Baron play right here. It's Baron time, so we act on that.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
So I don't know if he's gonna do something about it, but we'll see. We'll see what he does. Yeah, there's nothing he can do. Here, it looks like they're gonna try to stop. I'm just gonna get the hell out of here. Get my item. Alright, so now I have Radiance, so we can see the stats on here. See how it says, upon casting your ultimate, you transcend, increasing your max health by 524 health for 9 seconds. So right here, when I ult, I'm healing. I'm healing from that. Let's take a look at the numbers here. So we already healed to self plus to allies, which is right next to me. That's quite a bit of healing. That's insane. During 9 seconds, your ult is 12 seconds. So that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So you gain health plus you heal. And you increase Titanic damage when you ult with this. So increasing your max health by 526 for 9 seconds. That adds more damage onto the shrines and to enemies. And during that time, your auto attacks, your Q and your W deal way more damage. Look like they're all here, which is fine because my team got the dragon. So who cares if you die here? It doesn't matter. That's fine. Alright, so back to explaining about Radiant. Let's take a look here. So it says, while transcended, you and your allies within 1,200 range. That's a big range. If you heal for 510 over the duration, I mean that's nuts. That's pretty good. Then legendary items, 100 health. That's very good. So right now we got Titanic. So we got 500 health here, plus 100, plus 400. That's a shit ton of health. And we're focusing on Hullbreaker. I mean, I can pretty much end the game at any point. And if people are here, I can just heal while I'm, beating them to shit during that 9 seconds, and then I can just smash the towers down. So you can see that it's got 90 seconds, right? On there. So let's look at our ult right now and see what we got. So we reduced it to 95. So if we look at the Ultimate Hunter, we already have 4 bounties. The only one missing is Katarina. So that's fine. It doesn't matter. So we're like, if I kill her, whatever. I get a few extra, cooldown on the ult. But the most important thing is it's so close to 90 seconds, right? That's all that matters. By the time you walk up here, it's going to be up in 5 seconds. Anyway, at the same time as Radiant. And that's pretty much what you want with this split push strategy. We're looking to make a play here, maybe. Now, this is where we're going to get more healing off this. So we got 300, 200. So we're gonna look at the numbers after and see what it does. All right, so I'm gonna ult in. I'm gonna get the Ashy here. Boom. Okay, we got her. I'm gonna hit that and see if we can go back in here. So we're healing a little bit there. That was actually very decent. Let's take a look. So now we're up to 893 and 973 with the allies. I mean, that's like, it almost doubled in healing. Alright, so I don't know what I was doing there. That's fine, it doesn't matter. Nothing going on the map. There's nothing yet. There's no Baron, there's no Dragon, so nothing to worry about there. We almost got the Hullbreaker. You see Gangplank's KDA is pretty decent. But, KDA doesn't matter with his playstyle much. What matters is putting the pressure on the map, taking towers. And so far, Gangplank is not doing shit. He might have only taken down this mid tower, maybe. But But overall, he's not really getting much done. And I'm going to show you at the end of the game what I mean by that. Alright, so I got one of these. So basically, anytime after Radiant, actually, in this playstyle, anytime after Titanic, since you rush Titanic first. But in my other two playstyles, we don't rush Titanic. We're going ability haste. But as soon as you get Radiant, you can actually get uh, the uh, the Iron Pot here, drink that, and what that's going to do is going to add more health to the Guiding Light passive here, which is, really good. It just makes it more tankier. Even though you don't have Titanic, it's the more health the better, and you're just going to heal you and your allies. Um, it's just going to heal you more. That's all it is. Boom. Let's see where it goes up. Oh, we're over 1,000 now. We could go back in and fight. Looks like we need to get the hell out of here, though. I don't know if we can, though. This is risky, considering he's not even at the dragon, but my team's getting the dragon. So what we need to do is we need to group up at the Baron right after this, because they're going to do it after they kill me. Looks like the jungler gets away, so that's good. I would rather him get away, because Baron, we did not want to give that up. I don't know what she's doing here, but I'm glad that she turned back to go help, because we need to stop this. And I don't think they're going to do it, because Nox ult is up. Yeah, we're good. So now that we have Hullbreaker, you can see here with the resistance on this, plus this, when we're going, split push like this, we're super tanky. Very tanky. Shit ton of health. A lot of damage on Demolish. So basically what I'm waiting for, when you're split pushing like this, what you're waiting for is for them to fight over this or the dragon. So the Baron or the dragon, either or, while you put pressure here. And if they don't, stop you, you can punish them. And if they're, distracted, too busy fighting, you can just end the game. Alright, so here's the fight. They're too busy fighting here. It looks like the jungler dies, so immediately I put pressure. Like, when the jungler dies like this, Baron is already up. Like, there's nothing that you can do about Baron, so you better put that pressure ASAP and try to force somebody to go back. But instead, they're too busy fighting here. And look at, I'm taking this down. I already took a tower down, inhibitor down, and I'm just going to keep going. It's time to break the Nexus towers, baby. We're going to hit this one, because we don't have Demolish. And the big boom, boom. Look at that. Look at it. We got Annie back here. And look at him. He's trying to recall. What is he doing? The minions are stopping him. Oh, finally, he's recalling. Alright, I think I can end the game here. I don't know. Are they going to be able to stop me here? Oh, no. Very close. Alright, so we got knock over here like it. We need a back door. We need some back door action here. Come on, man. Well, looks like he's going for it. He's going for it. What a legend. No wards at all. What a legend. He should be able to end it. Nobody's protecting this. Oh, man.
Shut down.
There it is. I spammed my mastery there, and there's my emote. And we're working on a Sunfire, too, so... So, as I said, KDA doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter at all. And especially with the Radiant playstyle, you're gonna die for, diving in and helping your team and healing you and healing your allies. It's just that kind of playstyle. Now, split push, it doesn't really matter as long as you're taking towers. But the other two playstyles have more ability haste, and It's more team fight involving. So your KDA would be depending on how well you get fed. You can get fed, or you can die a lot, but your team gets ahead because of what you're doing for them. Um, so Radiant is a very unique play style. And as you see there at the Nexus Towers, I didn't even have Demolish, and I was able to end the game. um, so yeah, Gangplank, he was unfortunately, distracted a lot of times and, too busy fighting. And I guess he just underestimated my ability to end the game. And, that happens all the time. Gangplank's damage, crit damage is just crazy. But, that's not what wins games. Tower damage here with the Volibear, this is the way. Objectives, I didn't really focus on getting the rifts. It seems like my team was doing a good job doing that. But if you want some extra, if you want to end the game early, you can definitely get those two rifts and plow your way through. So yeah, so this is what I'm doing for my solo split push. You use the Glaps and the Ultimate Hunter, Second Wind. This is pretty much for this playstyle. Now, tune in for my next video because I'm going to explain uh, another playstyle using Radiant, but it's more of a team fight, ability haste, uh, trying to cast your ult as many times you can in one game. That's basically that playstyle in the next video. So stick around and, learn how to play Radiant on Volibear in 3 different ways.